Okay, let's get started for the setup of the module 2 of the country store tutorial. I'm going to clone down this repo. Guess I'll use SSH, but you can also just download it down here if you don't have the SSH key set up. So I'll do git clone. I'm going to Control Shift V on Windows WSL Ubuntu. Cloned it down, and we have our repo right here. I'm going to change the name. So I did a tab for completion. I'll do Craig Country Store, which is my name. You should put your own name. Module 2. So now it doesn't say start here at the end. I'm going to switch directory into it. I have UV installed. If you don't have UV installed, you can easily install it on WSL with this curl command here, and it'll install it right away. So I'm going to do UV sync here. And then I have UV run opman.py. I'll do db, which will initialize the database. Good. And now I have this test db right there. I'll also create a super user, uv run opman super user. And it creates a super user. And the password is right here, right there. So the username is admin@example.com. By default, you can change it. And then admin123 is the password, which you should change. It's right here. Okay. Now we're going to uv run opman.py run server. And it starts it on this port 8000 right there. So we'll go into a browser. We'll go localhost :8000. And then we have it now here. Since this is a new project, I'm just getting started. I don't have any food products in here. So we're going to log in. Admin@example.com, admin123. We're going to sign in. Okay. Doesn't look any different, but now we have access to /admin, and we have our foods here. So I went through the previous module 1 tutorial, so I have a bunch of images and descriptions for the foods. Because I'm using WSL on Windows, I'm going to use an editor called Cursor from Windows, but it's going to access the WSL portion of it. And in Windows, to give myself a little bit more space, I'm going to make the taskbar so that it disappears. So on this bottom portion here on the lower left, it should say your WSL. And you could change it with connect to a certain distro. I'm using Ubuntu 24.07. From within the cursor menu, you can open a folder, and this is on WSL. So I have this folder that I just created, the country store module 2. Under static tier, I'm going to make a new folder called Craig store, and you should use your own name here. So it's under static and create store. And you may have had the files from the previous project. Since I built my previous project on WSL, they're in WSL, and the drag and drop may not be that easy. So I'll just change directory into the tutorial that I was working on, which would be Country Store tutorial. And in here, because we were working on it earlier, I have my files. Okay, so I want to drag and drop it. What I'm going to do is explorer.exe. I'm going to put a dot here. And then it opens up the Explorer files with my all my images here. I'm going to drag and drop it in, and it works. So I'll show you how to add one image, then you can add the rest. Let's see, fried catfish dinner. And I'll go to images. Oh, this one might be better. Save image as catfish. Okay. So now I have the catfish here, and I just put it over there. Oh, localhost 8000. If we go to localhost 8000 / admin, we then have the admin panel that we can log into. We'll go to foods, we'll add a new food, we'll call it catfish dinner. And we'll have a simple description to start with, fried catfish with vegetables. And for the image URL, what we're going to do is I'm going to right click on this. I'm going to copy the relative path. Then I'm going to go back to the database input, and then I'll put a price here. So this one will be $19.95. Okay, we have one product in here. So go ahead and put the rest of the products in here that you want. Okay, and I have the store layout here. We're going to go look for a file called example.m. I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to paste it. Let's do Control V. Okay, I'm going to change the name. Rename. So it'll just be .m. And the .m should be in your .gitignore. Look for OpenRouter. So there's a section on here, 127, OpenRouter API key. We need to get the key for OpenRouter. So I'm already logged in. You can get a key from OpKey if you email Jesse as well too. But I'll go delete me tutorial key and I'll have it expire after 1 day. I'm going to create it, copy it in here. And if you don't share it on a video like I am, you shouldn't. Well, you should make the expiration date longer. I'm just doing it because I'm putting the actual key in the video. And it's a security problem, obviously. So I'll drop the key in here. Okay, and then there's different LLM models here. Although they are free models, I found that they're not that reliable. The limit's pretty low. So I'm going to switch it to llama-3.3-70b-instruct. Then we'll close this and we will try a different route. And the route we're going to try is called food-description. Okay. And we'll try fried chicken dinner. We'll generate the description. And it says the OpenRouter API key is not configured. Okay, maybe I have to restart the server. So I'm going back into cursor. I'll do that. Control C, up arrow, UV run, opman, run server. Okay. We will try it again. Okay, little spinner. So I'm going to copy this and I'll put it into the fried chicken dinner. We'll go admin. I'll log in because I restarted the server. Example.com, admin 123, log in. Foods, fried chicken, and I'll change the description. I'll save it. Then we'll look at the front page. And we'll go with this. So you can change the logo here, the text here, all the descriptions here. We'll be changing the description over the course of this video tutorial series, and that's the main purpose of the video tutorial series. In the next video, we'll be using the models, which is used by both Python, Pydantic, and the SQL Alchemy to get into the database. We'll create a new model for the description of the food. We're still building the course. If you want to get started right now for 100% for free, there's no catch. We're just trying to get feedback on the project. Send an email to jcasman@example.com. He can give you the starter code as well as provide you with help if you have questions with it, and also provide you with more structured assignments if you prefer. Your friendly guy, Jesse Kasman, the president of OpKey. We're going to set this up to work with GitHub. I've added my static crate store here to .gitignore. This is optional. And this is because I don't own the copyrights to these images. I just found them on Google image search. So I don't want to put it up on a public place out of respect for the people that own the images. Now I'm going to create a new GitHub repository. so that I have a kind of like a backup of my changes here. So I'll call this Country Store Tutorial Module. Maybe I'll call it Intermediate Module 2. And then I'll put completed lessons for FastOpp Intermediate Tutorial, and I'll put this as private until we get a little bit further and release the course. You can get access to it if you contact Jesse. Okay. So there's this route here for the remote. I'm going to copy it, Control C. Then I'll go back to the command line. Control B to collapse the left sidebar. I'm going to go get remote -v, and then I'll get remote remove origin. I'll get remote add origin. Well, I guess I just copied that line. So Control Shift V in WSL. So it's get remote add origin, and then the so if I do like get status, it's only get ignore has been changed because your .m should be in .get ignore. So I'll do get add .get commit updated. Well, maybe I'll put finished lesson 3, and then I'll put it up there. Get push. So get push set upstream origin space main. Okay. And then now we have the code here. And you can update the README to make it your own project. This just has the steps. So the next video we're setting up to do the database design.